17 will go a little faster. State the factors other than the own price that may influence the demand for a commodity. I'm going to leave this, right? So you all know, apart from price, price of substitute, price of complement, consumer income, consumer taste, consumer what future price expectations, all of that. 3 marks. Yeah. Distinguish between change in demand and change in quantity demanded. Again, a very simple question. So what is change in demand? Change in demand is where when the price is held constant and other factors are changing. That is what you call change in demand. Then what happens? There is a shift in the demand curve, either outwards or inwards, right or left. This is called an increase in demand. This is called a decrease in demand. Then what is change in quantity demanded? That is when the price of the good is changing while other factors are held constant. So is that part okay, guys? Are you all okay with that basics? Change in demand, change in quantity demanded. It's one of the easiest areas. You need to know exactly what the difference is. You need to know how to show that in a diagram. You need to know what the reasons are. So this is where the other factors affecting demand are changing. This is where the price is changing. You have to know 100%, very basics. So please go and get that done. I'm guessing most of you all know the theory on that. Okay. So I'll if anyone has a question, I'll take it after the class. Okay, right. Define the law of supply and explain the reasons for this. Did I do this in a past question? It was you all, right? Profit motive and law of increasing opportunity, marginal opportunity cost last week. Can someone give me the A-level question number, guys, so that I can type which one you can refer to? The 2 reasons. I remember I copied and pasted the note also. 2014, 13, 12, 11. Which question number? Anyone? I remember we did this last week. I remember I taught you all the law of increasing opportunity cost and the profit motive. Which year though? Where did we do the question? 2014? 2014 question number? Question 3, subsection 2. Okay, right. So this one I will skip it there, guys, because it's the same question that was repeated. So how do you answer the question? You start with what is law of supply. You can say law of supply states that there is a positive relationship between price and quantity supplied. That. And then what are the reasons? 2 reasons. One is the profit motive. Second one is the law of increasing marginal opportunity cost. And then you need to explain that. So 2014 A levels, question number 3, subsection 2 was the same thing. If you're watching the recordings at some point on YouTube, the other 2014 recording should be on top in the playlist. Go and watch that. Okay. Skipping. Good. Using a demand and supply diagram, explain how granting of a subsidy on a good would affect the surplus enjoyed by producers. Okay, actually, this question looks a little hard, but it's actually a very easy question, guys. You know what you should do? For a question like this, remember in my theory or revision class, when I teach you, I put letters and teach. I say consumer surplus before is A, after is now A and B. So you can take an approach like that. So you can draw a diagram. They're asking using a demand and supply diagram, show how a subsidy will affect the producer surplus. So you can say, okay, look here. This is my diagram. Okay? You draw your diagram, right? Demand and supply. Then you say when there is a subsidy, what happens? Supply curve will shift to the right. When the supply curve shifts to the right, now what do we have, guys? We have a new equilibrium price and quantity. And how do you find the area of the subsidy? Area of the subsidy is this. Okay, this is the area of the subsidy. And then you can show producer surplus. So producer surplus before, right? Before the subsidy, you can give letters now, guys. So you can label this as A, B, C, D, E, right? You label it that way. And in your diagram, say, look here, producer surplus before is this area. Okay. Earlier producer sold this much number of units, received this much of rupees. So producer surplus is A and B, let's say, according to your diagram. And after the subsidy, now what happens? The equilibrium price, the price received by the producer is higher. He is able to sell a higher quantity also. So now his producer surplus is this entire area. So you show that in the diagram, guys. Now you show, right? Look here. Now it is this, and this. And then in your explanation, you can say, now for example, let's say this is E and F letters. So you can say produce surplus before is A and B. Now it's A and B and E and F. So because of the subsidy, producer surplus has increased by E and F. So that is what you have to explain, guys. So they are simply asking, using a demand and supply diagram, explain how the granting of a subsidy would affect the surplus enjoyed by producers. So you show what is the producer surplus before, what is the producer surplus after, then say producer surplus has increased by this this area. You can put letters and show. Is that okay? So for a diagram, you get around 2 marks. Explanation will be around 2 marks. Can handle something like that. So you need to write, guys. You need to write and practice. Okay. The same question, they can make it much more complex. They can not just ask for produce surplus. They can ask how does it affect consumer surplus and how does it affect all of the others. Any questions there, guys? Fine. Step. Yes. Yes. Can you let me know if you're okay? If you have questions. Okay. Then the last one. Okay. What are the economic consequences of a maximum price for an essential consumer good imposed by the government? Okay. Can you tell me, guys? Now they're asking what. That means you don't have to go and explain, but you'll give like around 5 points. So government comes, sets a maximum price. Dadang, they set a maximum price. So what happens as a result of this? What are the consequences? Economic consequences. Can you give me a few? Okay. That could be black market prices could be created. Okay. We'll put that below though. Can you give me some other stuff? Can you give me the basic ones? First of all, what happens, guys? There is an excess demand, right? There is an excess demand in the market. Demand in the market that creates a shortage. Okay. That creates a shortage. Okay. So you can say the price paid by the consumer decreases. As a result, consumer surplus increases. Let's give more advanced points than giving that into 2 points. We'll say price paid by the consumer decreases. Therefore, the consumer surplus increases. Okay, fine. What else? Okay, so you can also say yes, formation of a rationing system. Formation of a rationing system such as the queuing method. Okay, there could be some sort of a rationing system that is created now because the QD is way higher than the QS. So therefore, some sort of this thing. So queuing method, bundling, right? All of that comes into play there. Yes, selling of goods more than the previous price, black market. I'll connect that with this one. With option here, selling goods more than the previous. Anything else? You can also say that a deadweight loss is created. Can also be an economic consequence, right? Creation of a deadweight loss. You can also say producer surplus decreases. Producer surplus decreases. Those can also be economic consequences. Shutdown in investments. Okay, fine. Not a main point, but you can say because the maximum price, because the profit that the producer can earn goes down, that investments into the industry will decrease. Correct? Yeah. Anything else? Anything else I don't know in your marking scheme that I have not thought of? These are the main ones, guys. So you can give in. You don't have to explain in paragraphs. They're simply asking what are the economic consequences. So something like this should be more than enough. Now, do you see in the 2017 paper, how much of this were repeated questions? First question was definitely repeated. 2017 A levels, state factors apart from price that influence the demand. 3 marks there. This question was repeated. Define law of supply. 4 marks there. Total 7 marks. This question also, if I'm not mistaken, was repeated somewhere before. Change in demand and change in quantity demanded. Okay, should have been there somewhere. I remember at least in MCQ it was there. Another 4 marks there, 11 marks. So the only new questions that would have been there is one is this. These are also not hard, a little new, right? They are just asking how does the producer surplus change? So you draw and show producer surplus before and after. And then they're asking consequences of, yes, you can say searching cost because of shortage, there are searching costs, correct? Okay. Consequences of a maximum price. So that is the 2017 question. That's the year that I did A levels also. Easy question, no? Nothing hard. Factors apart from own price. The only difference is 2017, they did not have a calculation. So for all those who were aiming for equilibrium calculation and going, that was the problem. There was no tax or subsidy or equilibrium, or there were no calculations at all. Is that okay, guys? How much did you all get for the 2017 one? Question 1 on factors affecting demand. Distinguish between change in demand, change in quantity demanded, law of supply and reasons. This one, subsidy and the stuff, right? You mark and see, right? To mark and see, first you have to do, no? Problems. When I ask how many you all got, I get very few answers. Probably, that's very few people who have done the question. That's right. Okay. I'll upload this on YouTube, guys. I'll upload it soon, right? But with all my busy schedule and all, but I'll somehow try and upload. Don't worry. Okay. So next week we will finish all the unit 2 and 3 questions. So I'm repeating, next week from 2018, do all until 2022 and come 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. We'll finish everything. That means the week after we are going to unit number 4. Unit number 4, within around 4 classes, I should be able to finish. And maybe going forward, we'll increase the time of this past paper class a little. 2 hours, we'll make it 2.5 hours. 2 months later, we'll make it 3 hours. Somehow we also have to finish everything, right? We'll somehow finish it off. But again, at the end of the day, it's a free class. If you want, you come. If you want, you stay at home. That's up to you. Right. So with that, we'll wrap things up and we'll do the 2018. If anyone has questions, you can stay and clarify. See you and bye-bye.